I have to be okay with hearing my voice right now. I haven't in a while, I've been feeling kinda down. I've been laying in my bed and staring at my phone. My eyes are feeling crossed and my head is getting sore. I think there's a lot of different ways that we can use our voice right now, and it doesn't just look like standing up and saying the things that we think are wrong and the things we think are right are right. I think that's important for sure. And I think listening to other voices is important too. And making sure that we are being welcoming and approachable in how we share our values. Because at the end of the day, if we're speaking up, we're trying to have our voices heard, it's because we feel there's somebody who hasn't heard them. And if there's people whose minds we want to change, we can't change it by meeting them with aggression and anger and judgment. I think that now is a time in all of our lives where we would really benefit as a collective by setting aside judgment long enough to hear somebody out, for somebody else to be heard, and long enough for us to have a moment to try to relate our words that we are wanting to be heard to their perspective. You know, making sure that they're in a place before you just say this thing to somebody and you hope that by telling them how you feel that they'll suddenly see it your way and they'll believe the same things as you do. That doesn't work ever, I don't think. I feel like it's the difference between handing somebody a coffee and throwing a coffee at somebody who's walking by. Your goal isn't to get the coffee out of your hand. Your goal is to have that other person holding coffee. And that takes patience and time and conversation. It takes both people having their voices heard. And I really believe that if there's I believe that we all have kind of the same core values or the core wants in this world. And the thing that keeps us separated is all of the muck that we are miscommunicating on, or not even communicating on, all of the stuff that we are assuming. And we're so often nowadays, our differing perspectives are shared by one person posting to their Facebook story their perspective, and another person who has a differing view posting to their Facebook story their perspective, and the occasional react or comments. But a lot of times it's people trying to convince people without having a conversation with people and without getting to know how someone actually feels. And it's just a lot of assumption. And I don't think that that's productive. So I feel like the point of this song was for all of us to have our voices heard, for all of us to hear each other, to want to hear each other, the same way we want people to want to hear us, to be receptive to new ideas, and to hold patience for people who are not where you are yet. If you're not in the same mindset as somebody, don't choose to hate them because they haven't gotten where you are yet, and instead choose to keep being yourself and hope that if you guys really do have similar core values, they'll see that and they'll want a little bit more of that too. If you truly believe that yours is the preferred one, if both people are being themselves and you believe that there's a piece of the way that they're acting or, thinking that's flawed, like they're missing a piece of what you have. If they had this piece of information that you had, they would suddenly change. Then just keep being who you are. They will change when and if they're ready to. But there's no point in exhausting ourselves and hurting ourselves trying to argue on the internet with people that feel differently than us. Now, that is not to say we should not be out in the streets and very loudly saying to any, governing forces that we disagree with them, because that's pretty much the only way we have in America to get much done. I mean, there's voting, but when the pool of people that there are to vote for are not necessarily going to do the things that you want in the first place, getting out in the streets, getting your voice heard wherever, online, still speaking your voice online is valuable, but don't get angry if every time you speak your voice, it doesn't start to change people. Does that make sense? I don't know. I have to be okay with hearing my voice right now. I haven't in a while. I've been feeling kind of down. I think it's really easy to just block out everything that's going on right now, not want to use your voice because you feel so downtrodden. But every once in a while, you're going to have a feeling like you gotta say something, and you do. Right now, I don't feel very good, but I've so many attempts at doing this. This is not the way I had planned on doing this, honestly, but the camera I was trying to use isn't working right. But I can't shake that this is helpful for somebody. I don't know. I asked God, I asked Source, whatever you want to call it, for a song that I could share with the collective. And that was the little ditty that popped in my head, and it's been ringing through my head ever since. And I've related to it in a multitude of ways since then. I hope you can too. I hope that you don't take that song just at the face value of what I'm explaining it to mean right now. I think that's the beautiful thing about getting guidance from God through music, is that those words can be helpful in a bunch of different scenarios. When I first wrote the song, I was literally talking about needing to feel comfortable singing and needing to stop using my phone all day instead of resting my body, because staring at our phones instead of getting out or even talking on the phone, staring at our screens, we're blocking each other. We're not, we're not going to evolve if we don't communicate. The collective needs to collectively help each other. And I think that it's important that we just lead with love, curiosity, and patience, so we can help ourselves, help each other, and hopefully evolve beyond the horrors and injustices that so many of us are wanting to speak out against right now. If this was helpful, awesome. That is exactly what I was hoping for. So thank you for listening. Bye-bye.